dostal? Blá. Já tu Alex nechtěl zabít, ale tak on na mě jsem nějak na vybranou teda.
Hey there.
Teda aspoň jsem tam neviděl teda, že nám žádnou jinou možnost.
I'll have to keep an eye on Audrey. The stress of everything is getting to her. Good, you're here. The situation has developed and we're short on time. Here's the sitrep. We've discovered that Hugo didn't leave alone. He's taken Cassidy with him. That can only mean one thing. He's going to activate the weather machine already. Bastard. This experiment was just to distract us. He already had all the pieces he needed. There's only one place. He's likely to reach the meteorology sector any minute now, up at the Hawksbill weather station. Audrey already left to try and stop him, but even with Cassidy, he's gotten too much of a head start. No, wait. We need to discuss what you'll do when you get there. I'll be brief. I need him alive. Good. We need him breathing if we want to learn more about this affliction. It'd be years of research lost.
I felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though.
Thank you. Expect resistance, but remember, bring him in alive. Dismissed.
Dismiss. Okie dokie.
Seeing someone do
Co novýho tady? Ty vypadáš.
Finally, I thought you'd never make it. He's locked me out, but I bought some time by disrupting the startup sequence. It's only a matter of minutes before he gets it up and running again, though. I can't believe it's come to this. I hate him so fucking much.
Rodinu se nevybereš, no.
Yes, we are. For good. He needs to die. My God. Did I really just say that? This is really the only choice he's given me, isn't it? Oh, it's true. Please. He has to die. He can't do this again.
Dead alive, I figure out he needs to be stopped first.
Believe me, I know I'm starting to sound like I'm losing it too, but this is the only way. I'll begin unlocking the doors to the top floor. Just make your way there. The area is crawling with Lost. Probably his doing. Be careful. I'll be in touch over the loudspeakers. Please, go.
No jo. Co ty maniakální problémy?
If you break it, you repair it.
Jo, nepovídej.
Okay, that'll get you in. Just focus on the lock while I work on the next.
To
Got
to
it.
vypadá.
You're almost there. One more to go. Oh, really? You almost gave me a heart attack.
What's the status? Not vomiting electricity, so that's probably nice. Wait, we still haven't gotten to him yet? Pick up the pace. We gotta hurry.
It's open. Get in there.
Já mám času dost.
My friend! Schön, dich wiederzusehen. I apologize for pulling the wool over your eyes earlier. I needed a suitable distraction to hold their interest. But I should warn you, any attempt to dissuade me will be made in vain. I recommend turning back while you can.
Hugo, stop this before it's too late. You're putting around here in grave danger.
Too late? Too late for what? For a solution to our problems? Do you not see? My darling standing right here beside me. She walked here with me, followed my every step. Do you not understand what this means? I know the others wouldn't, but surely you do.
Ne, to by jsem neměla.
You're a child. You understand nothing. Months ago, before we ever crossed paths, I stood here with Cassidy, just as we had a decade ago. I ran this machine again, hoping, begging for a solution, and at worst, a release from this solitary life. The results were unexpected, more severe than my first attempt. The storm, you see? The shattering of the land around here? A result of that brave step.
So what third time's the charm? And you are back again. You are really lost.
This would imply it was a failure. It wasn't. I made great progress in my second attempt. I was able to calm my Cassidy. Suddenly, she responded to my will. She followed my footsteps. She looked me in the eyes again. In that moment of bliss, we fled away back to the atrium. Hand in hand, like schoolchildren, we ran while this devilish machine spun on, sowing destruction. I learned something important about the power I hold. I am the gravitational force they need. I am a vessel for this storm. I can move them, save them.
Aha.
For now, perhaps. But that's why we must finish this. For months, I've pushed Hilda and Audrey toward the solution. I knew it was in me, the signal to shepherd them. I just needed them to isolate it, decode it, replicate it. To teach our machine to dance to my song, to forge a true bridge between me and our lost children. But truly, the last missing piece was you, mein Freund. Without your drive, we'd have been stuck. So, before we end this for good, I do want to thank you again for being a catalyst for change. Now, let's finish this, shall we? I have business to attend to.
Time to die.
You know nothing. I can see that now. Free will. Violence is the only will your ilk understands. En garde.
Gustiglitz. On co zase nabil? Tady nějaký řešení.
Be embarrassed that you got beat by the blind man. You traitorous bastard!
Začneš mi srát. Co to bylo? Hlavařka nešla. Co to kurva?
Damn it! I see this coming. I underestimated your strength, it would seem. I suppose this is an unfortunate turn of events for me, isn't it? So that is your solution? To lock me away like some caged animal? So short-sighted. There's another way. You don't have to end this. You can still help me, if only you'd see things my way for a moment. If only you'd see the sparkle in her eyes. There's hope. She is in there. They all are. I can be the bridge. I just need your help this one final time. That pull between us. Every footstep perfectly placed once more. So please, help me. Just walk away. Get clear of this place and allow me to finish my work. I will make it worth your while if you just let me bring them all home again. They will be safe, with family again. This won't just transform them into the violent, chaotic lost you have seen. We will move together again. They'll be in my orbit at peace. Please, help me. Mein Freund.
Kapture Hugo. Mr. Held...
I have no strength to fight. Do what you will then. Fool.
Good. He's still breathing. Hurry up and power down that machine. We'll come retrieve him when it's safe.
I trusted you. I fucking trusted you.
Co mám dělat teď? Power down of machine. $2095, 2105. Úplně ty si chtěl dělat.
You did a hell of a good job back there. I knew you'd do the right thing. You've been a good soldier for us. Glad we put our trust in you. Yep, you're one of the good ones, all right. No doubt about it. I'm just glad we're on the same team. Hate to go toe-to-toe with someone like you.
Ai pitää hukkoiksi.
And a fine job at that. I'm sure it feels like he got off easy, but I assure you that's not the case. He's sedated for now, and still recovering from that proper ass-whooping you provided. But once he wakes up, the time for rest is over. The research begins. He's the key to solving the lost. We'll see to it that he remains a silent contributor. Couldn't have said it better myself. In the meantime, we'll sort out the mess the sorry SOB left us. So, rest easy. But, look. I can't give you a Medal of Honor. Don't have one to give. But I would, if I could. This goes without saying, but you've more than earned my respect. I hope that means something to you. Don't go turning into a stranger, all right? That's an order.
Zweihaender. Можем мы вернуть торговлю.
Oh, I got struck by an idea. Gotta write it down.
Má zbraň.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know,
A long
before
time
the accidents.
community gathering around here.
They're going out there.
Cover up scandals.
Aaron,
What else have they
Yes?
done?
I don't have a lot of time, but I can always find some to talk about my research. Where do we start? I don't blame you for trying to wrap your head around things. With all that happened along the way, it's been hard to remember how it all connected together. It all started with going feral, though. That was the root of all our worries after the bombs. The only real threat we faced. By pure chance, we learned that exposure to the weather machine had a reversing effect on the symptoms. But only for a brief time. My father decided he'd seen enough. That the machine would be the solution. He took it into his own hands and doomed us all. While we were called away to a phony meeting in the atrium, he snuck my ailing mother to the machine and introduced the lost to the world. A few decades later, after our research once again showed early signs of progress, he did it again. This time going further than before. Thus, the storm, the shattered grounds, the vault opening, and freeing the lost to roam the surface. Time and time again, that lunatic's obsession to control the uncontrollable endangered all of us. His impatience always putting us at risk. You put that to rest. But we're still dealing with the remnants of his actions. Seems like nothing can stop the lost or the storm now.
After everything that's happened, there's no time to slow down. It's time to start making changes around here.
Well, the research we did prior to the bombs dropping is classified. And to be honest, who cares anymore? My current research is focused on the weather machine and its relationship to the lost. That said, I'm not gonna go into that either, because we'd be here all day, and to be honest, I'm not sure that's something I want to freely discuss.
A way to contain the
Fine, the quick version then. A few years after the bombs, our residents were fighting against going feral, a complete loss of their minds. All of our research facilities pointed their efforts towards solving that. The weather machine included. By complete accident, we discovered that close proximity to the machine had a sort of reversing effect on the symptoms of feralization. Things didn't shake out as planned, though. I'm sorry. Really, this is all I'm willing to share on this. I mean it.
Maybe I can dig up some information.
Not like I had another choice. You've met my father. He doesn't really take no for an answer. But now that my father is out of the picture, I can at least turn things around a bit. Hopefully, I can carve my own path now and take this research to where I want. Not quite. I've always been interested in nature and science. I'd spent hours watching the stars as a kid. No, what I actually wanted was to pursue astronomy. But my father needed a specialist and insisted it be a family endeavor. I was put in charge, but my team did all of the heavy lifting. I think they saw my heart wasn't in it, that I was mainly a family figurehead. I guess my research still has me looking up at the sky. That's almost astronomy.
Audrey's pretty
Right?
angry at what happened, but she'll come around. I'm not her father. She's free to choose her own
For sure.
path.
I suppose. Anything in particular? Sure is. Still, not sure he deserves to be reduced to a lab rat. I think Oberlin is taking it a bit far this time. For now, I'll keep my head down until I've decided what to do with my mother. My parents were never very present or available, so I'm used to not having them around all the time. But at least with my father out of the way, now I can go visit her more often. So, in a way,
I'll have to keep
I
an
actually
eye on
have
Audrey.
more of a mother now than I did
Stress of
before.
everything is getting to her.
No, she is a sweetheart. Maybe a little too sweet for me. We had very different upbringings. I do envy her sometimes. Her parents actually cared. Sometimes it's hard to believe we're actually all related.
I'm so sorry, Daniel.
For sure. She was the love of my life. The only one that ever got me. But I'm not really sure how any of that is relevant to you. I suppose you're not wrong there. Well, to summarize it, we met in a bookshop. And whilst that might sound romantic, it certainly was not love at first sight. We actually got into a bit of an argument.
Audrey's pretty angry at what happened.
But
she'll come
our
around.
differences quickly became our
I'm
common
not her
ground.
father.
We
She's
love to
free
challenge
choose
each
her own
other's
path.
views and tastes in literature. And whilst we started to love how different we were, my father saw it as a threat. God, that sounds cheesy. I'll stop boring you with this now.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
Having someone with such strong communist views, sweet-talking the air of his business, built on capitalist foundations.
63 has
I
lasted
mean,
this
you can
long.
see how he'd find that threatening,
No reason
right?
to think it won't
I still begged my father to allow her to join us in the vault, but to no avail. Shortly after I talked to my father, she vanished. I always thought he was behind all of it. And now I have proof. I can't believe how much she changed, though. To do something so ridiculous like kidnapping my mother? I don't think we could have worked things out anymore. It sounds like she was a whole different person. And now she's gone for good. Anyway, I think that's enough
Audrey's
talking
pretty
about
angry
this
at
for
what
me.
happened, but she'll come around. I'm not her father. She's free to choose her own path.
Good. I'm busy anyway.
Jo, var si tady tu svoji polívku.